Let's face it, guys, 2020 has not been a good year. So many of us have lost loved ones through pandemic, business trips canceled, vacations canceled, weddings canceled, bar mitzvahs canceled, and so many families and friendships torn apart by politics. If there's one thing we needed to distract us from the disaster that is 2020, it was a good AAA game to distract us and take us into 2021, which will start as a clean slate. But that was ripped away from us yesterday with Cyberpunk releasing a dreaded yellow text again out there. I'm going to get to that in a second, but look at the hate coming out of some crazies in the gaming community. This is the Twitter of Andy Zawadzki, who is the senior game designer at CD Projekt Red. Look what they're saying to him. I know where you live, bro. Release the game or you're finished. Obviously, misspelling of you and your as is expected by someone who would say this kind of thing. Release Cyberpunk or you and your family will be persecuted. I will burn you alive if you don't release the game. What? And Corey Barlog calling it out. Yeah, exactly right. The responses to Cyberpunk being delayed, obviously a lot of disappointment, and we'll get to that in a second. And one thing I've noticed from Star Citizen back is obviously who are the gold standard in understanding delays, and even Jared Huckabee, Disco Lando here commented. If you don't know Disco Lando, he is the creative producer on Star Citizen, one of the front-facing people. He streams very often and bears the brunt of a lot of these delays where everyone takes it out on him or rather questions him on it. And he says, yeah, super proud of the Star Citizen fandom I'm seeing in these Cyberpunk delay discussions around the internet. If my work over the past 6 years has contributed even just a little to the elevated understanding they show of game development process, that will have been worth it. And it's true. You know, he can boast about this, but I knew nothing about game development until I started following Star Citizen. And it's not a straightforward process as I would have thought it was. It is very complicated. Making games is not easy. Making modern games is not easy. So I understand it, but let's take a look at what Cyberpunk released here to try and understand what happened. Almost all the Cyberpunk employees found out about this through Twitter, just like everyone else did. They had no idea this was coming, including the poor guy who ran social media. I'll show you in a second, but let's read the comment here first of all. Hi everyone, today we've decided to move the release date of Cyberpunk 2077 by 21 days. The new release date is December 10th. Please, can we have December 10th as the final date? Most likely, there are many emotions and questions in your head, so first and foremost, please accept our humble apologies. The biggest challenge for us right now is shipping the game on current gen, next gen, and PC at the same time, which requires us to prepare and test 9 versions of it while working from home. Okay, I can see that being a bit complicated, but also they had access to the next gen consoles long before we even heard about them publicly, so they've been testing for a while and they still need more time. This ties into some of the reasons we'll discuss for the delay in a bit. Since Cyberpunk 2077 evolved towards being a next-gen title somewhere along the way, we need to make sure everything works well and every version runs smoothly. We are aware that it might seem unrealistic when someone says that 21 days can make a difference in such a massive and complex game, but they rarely do. They have been in crunch. Jason Schreier actually posted about this a while ago, that Cyberpunk is in crunch. And there's controversy over that too for some very weird reason. Some of you also might be wondering what these words might mean in light of us saying we've achieved Gold Master some time ago. And this is something I learned also. When a game goes gold, I assumed gold means you're ready to go. You can ship it, stick it in a plastic container, and off you go. But apparently that is not the case. Passing certification or going gold means the game is ready, can be completed, and has all the content in it, but it doesn't mean we stop working on it or raising the quality bar. On the contrary, this is the time where many improvements are being made, which will be distributed via a 0-day patch. This is the time period we undercalculated. And we always see these games come out and there's always the 0-day patch or the day 1 patch, and there's always the one poor guy with slow internet who now has to wait 5 hours to actually play his game. I get that. I understand. And yeah, I agree. If they can avoid the 0-day patch or the day 1 patch and get everything out working out the gate properly with one download and play the game for at least a week without having to update or patch some critical patch, That's a good thing, but at the cost that it's going to take longer. We feel we have an amazing game on our hands and are willing to make every decision, even the hardest ones, if it ultimately leads you to getting a video game you'll fall in love with. Yours, Adam and crew. Disappointing. Very disappointing, but at the same time, they need this time to make this game right. Do we need to again remind everyone what happened with Fallout 76 that pushed out a game full of bugs? How many people were excited for the next Fallout game, jumped into Fallout 76, got hit with a couple of bugs which stopped them in their tracks or prevent them from finishing a mission and said, that's it, I'm not playing this game anymore, and now have missed out on what is a wonderful Fallout experience, in my opinion. Fallout 76 right now, if you've never played it, if you jump in right now, the game is smooth. It is really, really good. But if you played it on launch, your opinion of it would have been soured because of the bugs, and they don't want this happening with Cyberpunk. They want your experience in the first week to be smooth and as bug-free as possible. But obviously, a lot of people have been counting on this and waiting for this just to make 2020 that little bit better towards the end, and we can see the frustration here. And I mean, I don't know how widespread this kind of thing is. I think the people posting this kind of thing or sending these messages have psychological problems, or they are trolling. But here's a case of one poor guy. Check this guy. Usernamed Twitter user Penguino. And this is just on Monday. And he's asking Cyberpunk, hi, before I book the 19th off work tomorrow, can I have full confirmation that the game is going to come out by that day? No take backsies. Burnt before. Can't wait. Cyberpunk. And Cyberpunk responds, full confirmation. This aged well. The poor guy booked off work, and it's not only him. I've read many people taking off the 19th, the 20th, and 21st because they just want to sit down and dig into this game and not leave the PC until they finish the first 20 hours straight of it. Wow. So very, very disappointing. And obviously, I mean, a lot of comments here. Just Paul Tassi jumping on this right away, put an article up about 20 minutes later. Paul Tassi here saying from Forbes, well, I thought this was going to be some sort of viral troll, but upon closer inspection of the text, the yellow background tweet, I realized I was not being rickrolled. Cyberpunk has indeed been delayed for the third time. Cyberpunk will be delayed 3 weeks, now December 10th. Not a huge delay, and not anything to stress about on the player side, as it's not like there isn't anything else to play during that time. Well, speak for yourself. I have nothing. Paul Tassi going on to list the things which are happening in November. So November 10th is the Xbox Series launch. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Actually, you know what? I forgot about that. Yes, I would be interested. Destiny 2 Beyond Light. It's time to download Destiny again, I guess. Next gen Borderlands 3 patch. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Genshin Impact. PS5 launch on November 12th. Spider-Man Miles Morales, November 12th. Demon's Souls, November 12th. Godfall. Oh, okay, you know what? I take it back. There's stuff happening. November 13th, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. November 19th. Was Cyberpunk, now moved to December 10th. So I guess, yeah, Paul, you're right. There is other stuff happening there. Well, overall, gotta say, disappointing, but taking it in stride. We know this is going to be worth the wait. What I am really concerned is that people are maybe, the more they delay it, the more anticipated the game becomes. The greater the risk of people flipping out and losing their minds when they encounter some small bug. And I hope you don't fall into that trap. Well, I guess this kind of wraps up the Cyberpunk delay. Let me know, guys, how disappointed are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Is the delay justified? What do you think? Post below. Your subscription is appreciated. If you enjoy my content, give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one.